Hey, what is going on, guys? I got a lot to say, so I'm gonna just go ahead and get everything I got to say off my chest. And I mean, no offense of what I got to say, and if people get upset, it ain't much I can do. But I'm gonna speak on how I really feel because I'm so tired of wokeness, and I know I'm not the only one who feels this way. I think a lot of people in America are just tired of this. I don't know what happened or how we got to a point where the small minority of people who are just overly, super ridiculously woke and just completely lack any common sense have completely taken over the world and are trying to get everybody else to embrace their ridiculous, stupid, woke agenda. I'm sick of it. So first, we're going to look at Exhibit A. This right here is the new mayor of Chicago. This is Brandon Johnson. He just got elected as mayor of Chicago. There's some things that he stands for that I agree with. However, there's a lot that I don't agree with. And, for me, he's just too far left. Like, at this point, I'm not really a fan of him at all. Like, I know he just got elected. I really want to give him a chance to see how he does. But some of the things he's doing, I'm just not a fan of. Like, for example, you had all these kids. Matter of fact, we'll play that video first. You had all these kids who went downtown and started beating people up, punching out windows, jumping on people's cars, shooting people, just going down there and just being complete menaces to society. And this is what this man had to say about it. Let's go ahead and play the clip.
Do you understand? Look, demonizing children is wrong. We have to keep them safe as well.
How the heck is that demonizing children? So he's saying that we're demonizing children because they're saying that it's bad that they're going downtown and 17 of them jump some random white woman, and then a bunch of other of them are fighting and jumping on cars and breaking windows and stealing and just doing every ridiculous crime imaginable. And he got the nerve to say that we're demonizing them. How the hell are we demonizing them? They demonizing themselves. Listen, man, I'm from Chicago, okay? When I was, high school, I graduated high school in 2013. Wasn't even that long ago. When I was in high school, when I was 15, 16, 17, we used to go downtown too. Were we breaking windows? No. Were we beating people up and robbing them? No. Were we shooting each other or even bringing a gun? No. We didn't do none of that stuff. The only reason why we went downtown is because we were trying to holler at the girls. That was it. We were just chasing women. That was it. These kids are a whole new breed of crazy. It's not demonizing kids to tell the truth. Some of these kids are criminals. You 15, 14, 16 years old going downtown with guns, and then you're shooting people, and then you're robbing and beating up random people. Like, come on, man, you can't defend this. This is getting ridiculous.
Have you ever taught middle school? I have. Have you ever raised young people? Do you understand the risk that young people take just because they're young? Do you know?
How is that a risk, though? He's saying, have you ever seen the risk that young people take just because they're young? What do you mean take a risk? Taking a risk is doing something stupid. So now we got to differentiate. We got to make sure we really understand this. Is what they did stupid and risky, or is it criminal? Well, I think it was stupid. No, don't get me wrong. But I think it was also criminal. I think there's a difference between doing something that a kid would do, just, doing something that's just stupid. I can't think of an example right now, but we all know. Most of you guys who watch me have common sense, okay? Going down and jumping somebody and beating the snot out of them, like what happened to that one, that lady that went viral, and they just recently had her on Fox News, and punching out people's car windows and jumping on buses and punching out the windows. Come on, man, that's criminal behavior. That's criminal activity. Come on now, you do stuff like that, you got to go to jail for that one. I don't want to hear that you're demonizing the kids. They demonizing themselves. Why are you going downtown causing trouble? Why can't you just go down there and have a good time? Why you got to go down there and beat people up and do all this other stuff? Man, I ain't got sympathy for that. Come on, Brandon Johnson. This is ridiculous.
That home plate is at the bottom of my stairs. I found that out when my son was sliding down those stairs trying to score. They're young. Sometimes they make silly decisions.
Beating people up is a silly decision? Punching out car windows and causing chaos and going downtown in groups of 500 people while carrying guns? Come on, man. What the hell is wrong with Brandon Johnson? Oh, Lord. I can't believe people. Man, he might turn out to be worse than Lori Lightfoot. I ain't going to lie to you. Let me show you something else that really pissed me. This is really what the video is about. This really pissed me off. So there's this bill by the House Republicans that passed the transgender sports ban for schools. Brandon Johnson said that this is shameful, ignorant, hateful. As mayor, I will do all I can to protect our LBGTQ community from these attacks by House Republicans and anyone else. Y'all want to know what the bill is about? All the bill simply does that they passed, it sounds like common sense to me. They're simply saying, if you were biologically a boy, but you decide magically that you want to be a girl, fine, whatever. But you can't compete in women's sports just because you originally were biologically born with a male genitalia and you're a man. All of a sudden you want to be a woman and now you get to compete in them sports and just dominate them girls. That's not fair. That's all they're saying in the bill. And this man is saying that's shameful, ignorant, and hateful. How the hell is it shameful, ignorant, and hateful to stick with common sense? Like, are you crazy? This guy is nuts. He's nuts. What? We live in a cloud world, y'all. Let me go ahead and read the bill. Let's read this NBC article. So this is what it's saying right here. Let me go ahead and pause that. Let's see what they're saying. The Republican-controlled House passed legislation Thursday that would ban transgender women and girls from competing in female school athletics. What's shameful about that? Let me read that again. The Republican-controlled House passed legislation Thursday that would ban transgender women and girls from competing in female school athletics. And this man has the nerve to say, shameful, ignorant, hateful. What's shameful, ignorant, and hateful about that? You got these dudes, grown men who are biologically men, but because they identify as women, they get to compete in girls' sports, and they are just mollywopping these girls. They're just destroying them. What's fair about that? This is crazy. The bill would amend Title IX to bar schools that receive federal funding from allowing people whose sex is male to participate in sports designated for women or girls. I'm telling you, you would think that something like this will be common sense, but unfortunately, common sense ain't all that common these days. It says right here, the Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act defines sex as based solely on a person's reproductive biology and genetics at birth. Bingo. What's hateful and shameful about that? No, what's hateful and shameful is you, Brandon Johnson. You're crazy. Brandon Johnson is crazy. The bill passed on a strictly party line 2019 203 vote. That's crazy. The Democrats are even voting for this. Like that, I don't even know what to say. I really don't even know what to say. The new norms in our locker rooms. I'm going to read right here, guys. It says right here. Let me highlight it. The new norms in our locker rooms, young girls are being exposed to male genitalia and now to undress themselves and expose their own bodies to these biological males. Let's stop distorting reality. I agree. That's exactly what's happening. Everybody, listen, I'm a Democrat. That's the crazy part. But these woke people, these leftists are literally distorting reality. McLean says, let's stop distorting reality. It's beyond disgusting. And I cannot believe that we are subjecting girls to this kind of exploitation. Makes me sick to my stomach. Says right here. Yeah, I think that's it. But the bottom line is, I agree. I don't care what nobody says. I agree. I don't even know why this is controversial. And I want to make it clear. We're not hating on transgender people. We don't hate you. We don't advocate violence against you. We don't think that you should be discriminated against or beat up or anything crazy happen to you just because you want to identify as a woman. I don't care personally. You want to identify as a woman, you can identify what you want. If you're originally born as a man and you think you're a woman, I honestly, truly don't got no problem with it. But what I do have a problem with is now you're cheating. Now you were born as a male. You got male muscles and testosterone and all that. But now you're saying, oh, well, I identify as a woman. Now I should be able to compete in women's sports. Hell no. Sure, you identify as a woman, whatever. You want me to call you, your name used to be Michael and now you want me to call you Michaela? Fine, bro. Whatever you want. That's cool. But what I'm not going to do is stand for you saying, oh, well, now that I identify as Michaela, even though I was born Michael, I should be able to participate in women's sports. Hell no. You're going to destroy those women. You're physically superior. That's why it's a separate thing between men and women's sports. Imagine LeBron James in the WNBA. That man averaged 100. He averaged 80 points a game. That's just how the game go. Like, what clown world do we live in? It's exactly what this person said. It's distorted reality. You're just completely ignoring reality and biology. Don't nobody care what you identify as. I mean, that's cool. But at the end of the day, you are biologically a man. Stop the cap, man. Stop the foolishness. This is getting crazy. I can't believe Brandon Johnson is saying this. This is the problem with this woke stuff. It's getting outrageous. Look, all I got to say, man, pray for Chicago, man. It's going to be a long 4 years, however long his term is. I'm pretty sure it's 4 years. It's going to be a long 4 years, man. Pray for Chicago. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.